Okay. According to this, in live, let's see, we have several people here already. I'm having a problem with my computer and I can't get any sound on it. YouTube won't let me have any videos. I don't know what's going on. Talk about gremlins. I've been hit hard with them. Well, I see we have Amy here. Amy, I thought you were in school right now. How'd you manage to get here so early? You're always the first one here, though. Hi, Megan. How are you? Amy wants to know how Megan's doing. Hi, Netta. Megan says it's going well. How has your day been? A lot of comments here again. We got Brandon here. Feeling a bit down today, so I don't know if I'll be able to stay. So I hope you guys reach your goals. I'm sorry to hear that, Brandon. Not feeling so great myself right now. I'm not sure we're going to go 5 to 6 hours of streaming tonight like we usually do. I'm pretty exhausted. Amy says to Megan, things have been difficult since I can't stop hating my work, but I'll be fine. I'm sorry to hear you hate your work, Amy. Sorry about that, Megan. Amy, can you start something else? Take your mind off of this piece that you seem to be struggling with. Is there another idea that you can work on, maybe? Amy hopes things work out for Brandon. And she says she's been feeling down lately too. She hopes things work out and we support you. Okay. Brandon at Amy Lee, thanks. I hope things better for you too. Amy says, just know that this writing community supports you no matter what. Laura's here. Hey, all, I'm off work. That's good. That's always nice. Amy Lee says, yay, welcome back. Amy Lee says she binged your videos last night since they're damn exciting. Sound's not working on my computer. I can't hear anything. I can watch people's lips move, but I can't hear a darn thing. I reset it 3 times now, and sound's not coming back. Let's see. Laura says, oh, yay, glad you enjoyed them. Amy says, can't wait for more reading and writing vlogs. Laura says, going to read over Megan's feedback tonight and do some editing. Okay, that's good. Amy says, hi, Tessa. Hi, Amy. Laura says, hi. And hi back. The Quiet Adventurer is here. Hello. How are you? Megan says hi to me again. Let's see. Amy Lee, luckily you can still lose lives. Well, that's because I'm on a different computer. My main computer is a PC. Can't do live streams on it, and it's not working. However, my little Chromebook here will still do my lives for me. Amy says we have a day off from school since it's a teacher's only day where the teachers stay at school and gossip about the students. Okay. I was wondering why you were home again. I was hoping it wasn't still another headache. Amy says I'll probably work in Lily. That's a good idea, Tessa. I think she's talking about, yeah, I told her to try something new to maybe take her mind off it. Sometimes that helps, and then go back to it. R says, usually when you don't like your work, it's because you are growing and seeing things that can be improved. Your artistic eye is developing. Good advice. Excuse me. The Quiet Adventurer says, I hate it when that happens, but I finally made it to 11K, and we'll probably get to 12K tonight. Fingers crossed. Okay. Good news. Try to get you there. Hey, Natalie. Yeah, the regular clouds here. Any second now, Amy's going to say, can we do a sprint? It's about that time. How I think I caught up on all the messages. So it's time to think about a sprint. How much do we want to sprint for our first one? Any preferences? And is anyone here growing trees? So if you are, let me know. I'll set up a room. Yeah, Amy, I read your mind. I know what's coming. I know you. We've been doing this for how long now? We've got a 20 minutes. Megan wants to do 15 minutes for the first one. Laura needs to do some dishes and clean out her fridge before get into editing. Necessities first, yeah. Know what you mean. I had to take a nap before I could do this. I didn't think I was going to make it. I'm worn out. When you have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, among other problems I have with my spine and joints, this sitting here for 5 to 6 hours can be rough. And then going to the doctors every day has been too much. It's too much. I can't handle it. And they forgot to give me my cards back today, so I have to go back, drive all the way down there again tomorrow. Well, I got 2 20s and a 15. So, unless someone else has a different thing, democracy says 20 minutes wins. Sorry, Megan. All right, nobody said anything about trees, so I'm not going to worry about it for now. It's usually Jennifer that wants to grow trees. I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes. And we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Share the screen. That must be the problem. I didn't share it yet. Now it stopped again. What's going on? All right, it's going again. Jeez. Megan's good with 20. Glad to hear it. Laura says you are so generous, Megan. Well, when all else fails, the majority gets it. See you guys back in 19 minutes. Hi, Jennifer. Came in just at the end of the sprint. Alrighty. So, how'd everybody do? I see Charlie came in somewhere along here. Megan stepped out to feed the dogs. Amy got 363 words in one row. That's greatly, Amy. And hi to Jennifer. Laura did it. One load of hand washed dishes, cleaned out the fridge, and took out the trash. I have an aide that does that. I don't know what that's like. Can't do it myself anymore. I'd be lost without her. My house is clean. It's nice. Jennifer is asking, how much longer will you be going for? Well, we've been sprinting for half an hour. I'm not feeling super great tonight, so I'm not sure about the 5 to 6 hours we normally go. But I'm sure we'll be going for a couple more hours at least. Charlie did 184 in the 16 minutes I have been here. I love the novelette. The action scenes abound. Hey, cool. Nothing like a good action scene. I just tried to watch your newest video on YouTube. And I don't know if you had sound on there or not, but yours isn't the only one. I'm not getting sound anyone. I've tried several. There's something going wrong with my sound. I've rebooted 5 times. The system sound that tells me I have an error comes up. That sound's there. But the actual video voices and stuff coming through are not coming through. I checked the speakers. They're all connected. So either the speakers quit working, period, or the computer has an issue. Or it could be both. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Except it's not working. So it doesn't matter since YouTube doesn't see any reason to send me notifications at all anymore. I have to go looking to see if anybody did a new video. I'm getting really tired of it. It's getting on my nerves. I can't afford to buy a new computer right now. Megan says, I'm back, finished feeding the dogs, and worked on a flash fiction piece. Oh, cool. I'm supposed to be doing that too, but haven't been doing much of anything. Laura says I should probably check up on them. Not sure who we're talking about. Quiet Adventure says, yeah, my two main characters are fighting each other. It's been fun, man. Laugh out loud. They're both good at sword fighting, so they keep on almost killing each other. Of course, sword fight. Sorry, says, I watched it with the premiere and it had sound, and I have gotten some comments on it. So it should have sound. Well, I figured it should. I saw your video part on there. I figured if nothing else, it should have sound, but nope. But then I switched to another YouTube channel, another person, Laura and Kevin the writer, Laura writes and Kevin the writer. They're streaming right now, and I can see them talking, and it's absolutely silent. I've turned up the volume. It's connected. I've rebooted 5 times. I have no idea what next. I don't know. And then I shut it all the way down regular way because instead of doing the quick shutdown with the button, I went through the process and told it to shut down. And maybe things needed to reset themselves, and that's not working either. So I have no idea. Jennifer says, I don't know if there's any fires out that way, but I wouldn't be surprised. I must have skipped something there. Amy says, we almost have we love a almost death scene. Mama's here. Hi, Tamama. Quiet Adventure, Amy Lee. Yep, my MCs knew each other since they were children and haven't seen each other for 10ish years because their home was invaded and their relationship is the love and hate kind. The world. Charlie says this is a Magipunk space opera, so blasters, blades, and ancient powers striving against each other. Wow. I'm getting immersed in so many different genres now that I never used to because, I was in my own little private world. And now that I've, spread myself out on YouTube, I've been getting, reading things that other people have done. And I find myself reading things I don't normally read, which is quite interesting. I'm getting an education. Never too old to learn. That's for sure. And I read last night, your on World Anvil, your piece that you put up. I read that last night. So I did, though I don't know. Last night the computer was working all right. I don't know what's going on today. The gremlins are out. The gremlins are out. Really. I don't know what's going on. So I haven't gotten anything written today. Now, I got Word finally pulled up. Word is an issue. I don't think that could be involving the sound, though. That doesn't make any sense that it would make a problem with the sound. I don't know much more about I mean, I didn't do anything to it. I didn't change anything, didn't pull anything out. They're all connected. Everything is where it's supposed to be. So I don't understand what's going on. And all these new terms I'm learning, like magipunk, space opera, these are terms I'm not familiar with. So, I'm learning a lot more. Then I've heard people talking about high fantasy and low fantasy, and I'm like, there's more than one kind of fantasy. The things you learn. Well, let's see. How long would you guys want to go for your second sprint? Ouch. It's right over my foot. And Jennifer, you want to grow trees. I know you're usually the one that wants to grow them. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Now, how did I miss all these? They just suddenly popped up. Oh, cool. Oh, I missed a lot of people. Got that far. That far. Charlie says, hi, M. When you... Oh, hit M when you are trying to watch a video to make sure YouTube didn't set to mute audio. Okay. M. Hit M. I can try that. I know it unsubscribed me from a bunch of people. I found that out when I was trying to figure out what's going on, why I'm not getting notifications. So I pulled my notifications up, my subscriptions up, and a lot of them had been turned off. I had to resubscribe. I'm like, what is going on? Hi, Devin. Nice to see you here. Amy, we live a love and hate relationship too. Okay, let's see. Tamama decided to hop on the Millwordy bandwagon, set up my Excel file so I can change the word count, go whenever, because Lord knows I'm not getting a million. Yeah, well, I don't know if you use the one that I suggested, written by Natalie Locke, the one she made up, but that's very easy to change the goal if you wanted to. Or you create it your own, possibly. A lot of people can do that too. Okay, let's see here. Jennifer, there was a lightning storm here Sunday night, and it started several fires that are burning everything right now. Oh gosh, that's awful. Charlie says to Tamama he is setting up my spreadsheet tonight or tomorrow. I set mine up, following her thing, and then I decided I wanted to add a few other things to my list under projects. So I have to finish editing that part. Because there's a spot where you can put project and you can choose what kind of project it is. Not that I expect it really matters all that much, but if you want to keep track of what it is you're writing. All right, 25 minutes Amy wants to do. Tamama says 25 sounds good. Mama says that Charlie George said I was up way too late last night tweaking it because I got caught up in how things look. Okay. Yeah, I know that. I'm still tweaking my StreamYard to make things better because part of it wasn't really readable, so I went in and changed the font on part of it so you could read it better. 25 for Laura, okay. Jennifer says she wishes she could write that kind of stuff. I used to be able to write spreadsheets. I would have done my own, but at this point in my life, this is I've been out of the workforce for 10 years. The last time I used Excel was completely different from the one I got now. So a lot of the things I knew what needed to be done, I just didn't know where they were. So I liked watching that video. It showed me how to do everything and reminded me of things where now I know, what I was looking for. Don't worry, Tessa, I'm new to these terms as well. Oh, okay. Amy. Megan says 25 is good. Devin says 25 hours works for me. I don't think so, Devin. In 25 hours, it'll be time to start my next live stream. Tamama says that Charlie Dora said, well, it's still cool you can do that. Actually, I wanted to do it using the NaNoWriMo site, so it would generate a little graph automatically, but the million year thing broke it. Jennifer is stuck in this romance thing. It gets very dark and emotional, but it's usually a main factor in my plots. Cool. Amy says to the quiet adventurer, have a great last sprint. I must have missed something. I guess she's going. All right, so they have decided on 25. Okay. Okay, Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and start the room? That'll take one less thing off of one less thing that I have to do. So you can go ahead and take over setting up the rooms. Looks like Charlie wants to join too. And I usually do it. But you can set them up. I will be glad to turn that over to you. Just put the code in the thing when you got it ready. We'll start the sprint as soon as Jennifer puts the room code up. Amy says she's going to be sure to check out your channel on the sprint. I assume she's talking to the quiet adventurer. Funny thing is, if you look now, everybody is sprinting. It's like When I first started watching our Authortube 2 years ago, there were a few sprints here and there, but now everybody's sprinting. Oh, here's Rose. Hi, Rose. I'm waiting for Jennifer to set up the room, and then we're going to start a sprint. We want to go for 25 minutes, but I'm waiting on a code. Nice to see you here. Okay, here's our code. Everybody put in your code. Okay. Jennifer says she can't type tonight. Well, it must have been right because I got in. Just waiting for Charlie and Rose to enter. At least according to this, there's only... Okay, there's Charlie. Not sure if... Are you in yet, Rose? Because I can't recognize the other picture. Yeah, isn't that an interesting tree? Cool. Ghost tree. Well, I'll give you another few seconds and I'm going to start this sprint. We haven't been doing anything for a while. Maybe everybody's in. I don't know. I don't think Rose is in, though. Are you in, Rose? All right. Well, we're going to start this sprint. If you haven't joined this one, you can join the next one. Be ready to start the tree app as soon as I... All right. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Start the tree app. Oh, there she is. Okay. Now you can start the tree. Did you start it, Jennifer? It's not showing on my end as being started. Ouch. I think you have to click start because it's not working. There we go. All right, it started. Laura just ordered some oranges, whole cloves, and cinnamon sticks to boil on the stove to make my apartment smell great tomorrow. Yeah, that should smell great. Wow. Thank you, Amy. Well, I see a few more people just arrived. Hi, Paige. Glad to see you joining us, too. Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. Paige, Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. I see we got some writing advice going on in the comments. I like that about the characters talking. I let my characters talk to me and tell me what they want. So my story may start out one way and then change because the characters seem to be headed a different direction. Yeah, I've got a lot of dialogue in mind. A lot of dialogue in mind. I'm not sure. I think dialogue is supposed to help with the show versus tell. You aren't just telling, you're actually using dialogue. I think. I may be wrong about that. Natalie says I'm popular. Well, thank you. I'm slowly building a following. It takes time. And there's another one going on now with Laura Wrights and Kevin the writer, and they're much bigger than I am. They've got they've got 43 people watching. And they run in the same time as me, so all the big people are over there. So I'm building my channel with all the newbies. So we're growing together. All of us started within the last few months and are growing together. Because that's basically how I started. I met Abigail and Jules, and then Charlie, and I'm slowly meeting a lot more people. And I try to befriend the new people because I know what it's like to be very new and have nobody. So I follow a lot of the newer people, trying to give them that chance. Paging through these. Now, Nikki, I'm a little confused. You're yelling in all caps. You never listen to me. You never listen. No, because it's time you heard my side of the story. Look, I didn't want to be a half-blood. Did I miss something here? What happened? Oh, it's something you're looking at. I'm like, what happened? This thing is just jumping all over the place. Oh, it jumped on me and I missed a whole bunch of posts. Quote from the song. Okay, gotcha. I thought something happened that I missed. I gather Brandon left because I heard him before I started that he wasn't feeling well and that he would probably have to go. And that since I haven't heard anything, I gather he left. All right, the Quiet Adventurer's leaving. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Hope you have a great night. Glad you hit the goal you had set. All right, back up here again. I missed a bunch. Charlie says to Paige, I'm a fan of something martial arts fantasy, and they usually have fights in the sparingly dialogue and other actions that happen in the story should be a form of combat. Never actually written a fight. No, I haven't written a fight scene. So Mama says a lot of my editing is actually sticking bits in between the dialogue. Oh yeah. Because I look at it and I've got paragraph after one huge paragraph because they just keep talking. I'm like, I gotta break this up. This can't be pages of one piece of dialogue. So I'm trying to figure out how to put, things in there to break it up, like I said. Natalie says her manuscript is called Therapy Sessions. It is dialogue heavy since it all takes place between the therapist and the main character. Got it. Paige says we love you. Thank you, guys. And Natalie likes the small groups anyway. Charlie says, Paige, remember too much action is boring and it's too little. Keep the tension tight and snap it from time to time with a fight. Charlie says to Tessa, I was over there and got bored, so I came over here to have some fun. Charlie, that is the greatest compliment in the world. Thank you so much. Makes me feel so much better. Yes, we all very fun. Comments are hopping tonight again. Oh, Sarah's here. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, we're on our second sprint. So we got 8 minutes left. Trying to catch up here. Because people are popping in and I'm not catching them. So Sarah's here. Amy got some writing equipment. What did I miss? Charlie says, to me, it's true. I was looking forward to their stream all day, but not what I wanted after all. Well, that's cool, Charlie. That really, really makes me feel so much better. And thank you so much for that M. That I didn't know anything about it. And as soon as I hit the M, the sound came through. And I'm like, oh my. So that was a big help. I now have my sound back. I can relax. You guys are all great to work with. I have enjoyed these sessions we've been having. I used to watch their stream all the time, and when I set mine up, I didn't think about the fact that I was setting it up against theirs. And I thought, because I usually watch that one. I said, well, let's see how it goes. But people do come. And like I said, we're kind of, most of us newcomers, and we're kind of sticking together. And I think that's good. we kind of help each other out, because it's hard being new. Charlie says he does that to himself all the time, and I think I mute YouTube and think I broke something. If you hadn't happened in and I hadn't said that and you hadn't told me that, I would have been like, I've got to buy a new computer. This one's not working. I can't hear anything. Never knew it could be something so simple as that. So I must have, I guess, accidentally hit the M key and muted it, not realize that I did that. But I won't forget that. Now that it's happened, I won't forget that. I know I'm talking all through this sprint, so I'm hoping I'm not bothering anybody. But so many new people were coming in, so I gotta say something because I can't type forever in the chat. I don't know who Daniel Thatcher is. Jennifer says she thinks a small group is better than a large one. Well, you can have interaction. These large groups, one thing that I do notice that, like, if you go to Kate's, she'll have huge groups of people, and she'll look at the comments and she'll post on some of the people she knows. But for the most part, if you're not one of that group, she's not going to comment on anything, like she'll just comment on the few people. She doesn't make a lot of comments. She just, talks as friends. And the bigger you are, the less interaction there is with the people in your stream. So in that way, yes, small groups are definitely better because you can get interaction going and you can talk to the host and you know that they're looking at your comment and they'll even respond. And you never know. I mean, there's a lot of groups that I like to go to, and I get there and it's like I post something and they just skip right over it. So heaven forbid, you say something important. And I don't follow as many other sprints now that I do my own, unless I'm looking for, time to work on my own stuff, and I want the, the motivation of other people. The funny thing is, I've noticed when I go back and look at my sprints, people are viewing them. Actually, I don't know how long they're spending on them, but my views are like 90 something. I'm like, I know I didn't have 90 some people in there when I was there. So people are viewing them, actually clicking on them and viewing them afterwards. Chatting can be super overwhelming to me too, Jennifer. I am a very shy, quiet person. Putting myself out here was hard for me to do. And I do feel a little safer because it's not in person. Alrighty, that one is over. So how'd everybody do? Natalie says the conversation is a nice distractor. Sometimes they're too distracting. It's hard being on this side trying to keep up with you guys, trying to figure out if it's something I have to respond to or not. Because StreamYard jumps all over the place. So I didn't get anything done that sprint except to get my sound back. And I got Charlie to thank for that. So that and trying out by checking out Kevin and Lars stream to get needed something to listen to. And when the sound came blasting back on, because I had turned the volume up on my speakers, thinking that maybe I turned it down somehow. So of course, when it came on, it was blaring. Okay, we got a tree. Very good. Okay. Megan says, I finished my flash fiction, trying to think of ideas for more flash fiction pieces. I desperately need the practice. Megan, I don't know how you feel about prompts, but there are a lot of prompts out there, and I do a lot of prompt writing, and a lot of the stuff on my blog is done by prompts. If you don't, have any ideas, you might want to check out some prompts because they definitely give me ideas. And there's different kinds. There's word prompts. There's picture prompts. I've got a set thing of prompts that I do, and I didn't do anything this week on my blog again. So Mama got 94. That's good. Charlie says your analytics on the live should tell your total live average concurrent viewership and how many watched afterwards. And that's a problem. The analytics, I'm not really good in that aspect. I've looked at the page a few times, but I really don't understand it. Charlie got 154 words. Good going. Jennifer 0. Ha ha ha. Gee, Jennifer. I wonder why. Well, I can't claim any words. I didn't write anything, so I can say the same thing. I don't feel that writing will happen tonight. I'm tired. Well, Jennifer, doesn't have to. Sometimes you just need to hang out and be with friends. And I feel that we're all friends. Charlie is almost at the midpoint, and then this is a surprise. It's going to be hard to write. Ooh. Jennifer, glad you're doing this tomorrow night. I might be into it. Okay. It's later tomorrow night. It starts at 11. Megan says, I really struggle with writing from prompts. I don't know why. Uh, yeah, well, I can't tell you that because, that's how I started. When I first started writing again, I created a blog. I used prompts because I didn't have that many ideas, and I don't get a lot of ideas. So for me, writing from prompts is an important aspect of my writing. And when I started writing this story I'm writing now, it is different variations of things I wrote on my blog, and it's on and different things that I experienced in life. Some of it's real, some of it's not. I'm not going to say what is real, what is not. But I base things a lot on my life as well. I get a lot of ideas over things that have happened in my life, which has been really strange. So, you know, you never know what I'm going to be writing about. But I do find prompts to be helpful for me, but they're not for everybody. And not every prompt I can do. I mean, there are sometimes I sit there and I look at it, and I'm like, nothing's coming, nothing's coming, and I skip it that week. But I've got several that I do all the time, and some of them are stories, some of them are poems, some of them are feelings, you know. But I don't know what to tell you. That's how I get my ideas though. Natalie says I'm just watching a lot of videos that help me with my faith and humanity restored short story compilation. I honestly don't know what short project name to give it. Charlie says to Megan, maybe you need to jump off from them, not write them. A prompt should spur your imagination, not dictate the story. Well, that's it. Yeah, it's just supposed to give you an idea and something to jump off from, like you say. Um, and most of them aren't. I mean, most of the time it's just a word. I mean, sometimes they'll give you a theory, a little bit of a story to write from, and sometimes they'll give you a word, or sometimes they'll give you a picture. But yeah, it's just supposed to give you something to start with. But not everybody can do it. I know not everybody likes prompts. For me, they work great, and so I it gave me my love of writing back. So I do not you know give up on my prompts. I enjoy them, and if I can't think of anything to write, they're great for inspiring me. Charlie says I should be done by then. If my stream isn't over, hop in and tell me to send everyone to you. Oh, yeah, your Friday night stream. Yeah, okay. Yeah, with my aide coming at night now, it makes it difficult because I know your streams are all around 5 o'clock, and she arrives between 5 and 6, and then she's got my attention until she's done with everything she's got to do. So it makes it hard. Megan says Charlie had a good idea. Charlie said I just did a month of prompt writing. That's right, he did. I had to figure out how to make it work. My tarot deck also helped toward the end. Now that I haven't been able to figure out. I see a lot of people using tarot decks in their streams. I used to have a tarot deck. I don't believe I have it anymore. And I watched quite a few of these people, and they use tarot decks. And I noticed that Jules is doing a thing on. She's got a guest star, and they're going to be talking about it. So maybe if I don't know, I may have to watch it after the fact because watching hers are in the middle of the afternoon, which is a bad time for me too. And I have to watch that one though just to see if they talk about it because I don't really understand a whole lot about the use of the tarot deck in it. But I am aware of tarot decks, and I've had tarot readings, and that was a big thing in my family. So Amy's up for a 30-minute this time. And Megan wishes she had a tarot deck. It really seems like something I'd find useful. There are so many different tarot decks out there, it isn't funny. I wouldn't even know where to begin on which one to choose. Charlie may be able to give you an idea on that. He has a lot of them. Jennifer agrees with Megan McCarthy. I have somebody. I've never sat down with them to figure it out. Yeah, that's the thing is I got the deck, came with a little book, but it's one of those, it's subjective. Like you have to analyze, the cards and your situation and what you ask. And I do know that part about it. Charlie says to Megan, they can be helpful in a lot of ways. Only get one that means something to you. Your connection to imagery is more important than the meaning ascribed to the card. Cool. It's a good idea. I mean, maybe I'll have to get another tarot deck. I got rid of a lot of stuff when I moved because I really don't have room in this little apartment I'm in. And so I got rid of a lot of stuff, and the tarot deck, I'm sure, went with the rest of the books. So Charlie's up for 30 minutes. Looks like we got 2 for 30. There are so many gorgeous decks out there. I'll have to do some exploring. Yeah, there are. There are tons of them. Natalie says, I got to go to bed. I've been staying up too late this last week. Well, good night, Natalie. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you enjoy it. I usually, my schedule now is Tuesday, Thursday at 8 and Friday at 11. I may throw a pop-up in there now and then, but that's my normal schedule. Charlie says, I used to teach tempo teach tarot at Temple in a former life. I miss that life sometimes. May have to get back into the tarot. Since it seems to be, like I said, there are a lot of people that I notice in their streams. They are very big with the cards. Mama says night to Natalie. Jennifer, that sounds wonderful. Charlie Dorset. Tamama says, my mom used to be super into tarot. She even bought me an Alice in Wonderland one. Cool. Natalie Locke. Night all, and thank you again to me. I appreciate the shout out in your latest video. Hey, anything to help a fellow YouTuber. I don't have a very big channel, but if it gets out to other people, and I was very happy with the spreadsheet, so I was willing to endorse you. So you're very welcome for that. Charlie says, to Mama, I can't find my dragon deck or my legend deck. They are hiding from me. I'm using my angel cards now. Angel cards. I love angel cards. Natalie says, I'm at 31 subscribers, where yesterday I was at 27. All thanks to you, my dear. Well, Natalie, I thank you. And of course, your video had something to do with it, I'm sure. All I did was refer them to it. But you are welcome. Ali says, okay, final goodbye. Get lost in the goodbye con. Yeah, got lost in the goodbye con. Yeah, that helped. That happens sometimes. Okay, so we're going for 30 minutes. So, Jennifer, if you want to set a room up for 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes. Well, she's still here. She'll see that you think her channel is awesome. I'm so mad at YouTube that they don't send me in notifications. They're on. They suddenly stopped coming. But they'll send me a notification that I got a comment. That's the only notification I get. I no longer get notifications of videos. And like I said, I have so many subscribers. I can't go every day and check every single person to see if they sent did a new video. I sent them a message, but they are not even responding. So I don't know what to do at this point. All right. So once we get that room code in, we'll set up the room and get the 30 minutes going. And it'll be third sprint. You're in charge of rooms, Jennifer. You can choose whatever tree you want. All right, let's see here. The code's up, everybody, so go ahead and put it in. Ah, the heck? I don't know what happened. Alrighty. A few of us are in there. Give you a couple more minutes, and then we'll start the sprint. I'm not sure if Rose is still here or not. If you are, Rose, it's time to put your code in. Oh, yeah, Scarecrow. Cool. Jennifer says she just bought him. He's new. Love fall. I know Courtney at the Courtney Project loves fall, and she was just showing us all her decorations, and she bought all this stuff on the forest app with dealing with fall. It's funny. I like spring because to me spring means new growth, whereas to me fall is kind of sad because everything's dying. That's just how I see it. Even though weather-wise they're both kind of the same, I prefer spring. the trees are, the leaves are falling off the trees. Now the leaves turning color is pretty, but then they fall off the trees, and then the trees. I don't know, trees without leaves, just kind of sad. I suffer from seasonal depression anyhow, so it doesn't help. All right. I don't know. Maybe Rose is not here anymore. Amy loves winter. Well, everybody's got to love a certain season. Charlie says, I am a goth at heart, and I like to decay in the promise of winter. Well, okay, I can understand that. But it's not for me. But then we're all different. Yeah, I don't know, Jennifer. I'm fairly new to the Forest app, so I don't know if they have like Christmas stuff and things like that or not. They have obviously, the fall stuff. So they may have stuff for that. Megan loves spring and summer. I don't like the summer, it's too hot. That's why I like the spring. The promise of warmth is in the air, but without being too hot. And of course, the new growth of all the flowers and stuff. Yeah, spring is too fast. Charlie, fall is my happy place. Well, we all have our own reasons for liking. All right, I don't think anybody else is joining us, so I'm going to go ahead and start the 30-minute timer. And this time I got to try and do something. Now I got my computer working again. All right, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to try to ignore the comments this time and see if I can get something done. Okay, page is back. That's good. We just started, so 30 minutes. And you got to start the room, Jennifer. Oh, looks like Rose joined us finally. Okay. Go ahead and start the room. sorry to hear about your headache, Amy. You've had one just about every day. Me too. Not sure what's going on. Hope you feel better. We might still be here. I don't know. Depends on how I feel and how many people hang around. This one's about to end. So how'd everybody do? Wrong page. Okay, I'm sorry I have to go. You're welcome for the stream. See you later. Have a good night. You too, Amy. So how'd everybody else do? Oh, man. Mama got 173 and then went down a Googling rabbit hole that the FBI might look strangely at. I've got a few of those going, and I still have a few to do for this. I can't go too much further right now until I do some research. I just got to buckle down and do it. Charlie got 184 words, and I am now halfway through this novelette. I am so excited. That's great news, Charlie. Cool. And Tamama says bye to everybody leaving. Oh, you know what makes me mad is I have to go all the way back to the doctor's tomorrow because they didn't give me my license and health card back. And that's a long drive. It happens to be one of the longer ones. It's over and a half an hour away. And I have to drag my walker in and out. But she said that she would bring it out to the car because they forgot to give it back to me. So that at least is a good thing. But I still have to drag it in and out of the car to get down there. Megan, looks like Thor is here. Hope he brings some rain. Oh boy. Jennifer says I actually wrote a few words. Yay, Jennifer. I still haven't written any words. I've been sitting here going through the people on my list that I can think of that I subscribe to and trying to see if they have any new videos. And I'm really, really ticked off at YouTube right now. Because I don't understand what happened or how to fix it. Well, we're down. We don't have too many people left. Might have an early night tonight. I could use it. I've got a slight headache myself. And I've been wondering, because I haven't been wearing my glasses and my eyesight has gotten worse. I wonder if the strain of trying to read is what's doing this. The glasses are such a pain. So either the stream is too busy and I can't keep up with you all, or it goes the opposite way and nobody says anything. Oh boy. Charlie says he has purple lights in the house to help with eye strain. I haven't heard that one. Does it help? Charlie says my numbers didn't add up. How did that happen? Well, I don't know. uh, Laura says I'm back. I'm clean and pruny and finished reading the book. Okay, well, somebody came back. That's good. We were starting to lose people, and I was to say, at the rate we're going, there aren't going to be anybody left. Megan said I ate dinner and looked at writing prompts. Well, that's good. You're going to at least give it a try. See if any of them spark anything in you, give you an idea. I mean, you know, there are tons of them out there, so you have a lot to look at. I mean, I have certain people I follow, and they do prompts on their blogs, so I do the same ones usually most of the time, and constantly on the lookout for new ones that I could, follow. Charlie says the lights help him out a lot. Purple lights. I know I always see a lot of people with strings of lights. My son has got strings of lights. I hadn't really thought about it. Jennifer says I do the same thing, wear your glasses. I know I should, but I don't know, they just don't fit right, and they fall off my face. And I'm constantly pushing them back up. I hate that. They can't seem to get them fitted right. My head is small. I really need something child size, not adult size. Oh, everything's starting to jump. Laura says that Megan McCarthy, what genres are you looking to write with your flash fiction? What type of prompts? Laura also says to Charlie, your purple lights must be in style during Halloween. Megan McCarthy at Laura, I'm thinking something contemporary or fantasy. I'm not sure, just looking for something good. I can practice all the things I learned in the anatomy of prose. Yeah, that's the other thing. I have to go look for your review of anatomy of prose because, of course, it didn't get delivered by YouTube, so I have to search it out myself. And Charlie says every day in my house is Halloween. uh, I'm not sure. I know a lot of people use lights. I took a pain pill earlier, which is not really helping. It may be slurring my speech. It's certainly not helping the pain. My kids are always asking me if I'm drunk. I'm like, no, I just took a pain pill. Not drunk. They make you act like you're drunk, but I'm not drunk. And Monday I get another injection. Oh, wow, I can't wait. Laura says I spent some time, looked up Halloween decor and monster busts for sale. The busts I want are so expensive, I can't afford them yet. Frankenstein and the Bride. Charlie, we have skulls and skeletons all over the place, not to mention the gargoyles and the rest. Gargoyles. When I was younger, there was a gargoyle movie, and my dad and I used to stay up all night long watching movies, and there weren't a lot around when I was a kid, you know. And every now and then the gargoyle movie would come on, and we'd watch it. I always loved that movie. Oop, everything jumped. So Mama approves of everyday Halloween. Laura says Halloween is my favorite. Charlie says to Laura, one day we will have all the money and all the things. Megan, I guess that's a comment, but I don't know. It doesn't say anything. Oh, it was your dog, okay. Jennifer Mooney says Halloween stuff is pricey, bums me out. Laura Nettle says your dog appreciates a dramatic pause. Charlie says hi to the puppers. Oh. Headset's bothering me tonight. Boy, I am full of complaints tonight. I think that was the third sprint we just did. I don't know if everybody's ready for another sprint. If you are, how long? I don't usually decorate for I don't decorate for any holidays much. Christmas time, if one of the kids will come over and put the tree up, I don't struggle with it myself. It's already decorated, just needs to be. It's one of those little tiny ones because I had a little tiny apartment. It was my dad and mom's, and I wanted it because it meant something to me. But I am not usually much into decorating. Megan tells her puppy to say hello to all. Laura says, need to record my review now for the second book in the Eddie Dickens trilogy now that I just finished reading it. $25. I'm getting 225s. Charlie says on the spreadsheet it adds up to 1,600. On the goal tracker, it is 1,592. The numbers are not the same. Why? I don't know. Oh, Jennifer's already got the room set up. She's ahead of the game. Okay. Join this room here. Everybody join the room if you're going to. That's an interesting tree. Reminds me of a cat. Okay. Room's ready. Looks like people are in it. So, What does go with 1952 mean? Oh, I see what you're doing. You're talking about Charlie's. I'm like confused here. One says go with 1952, and the other one, Laura, says take the larger number. That's quite a. I'm just looking at the numbers. That's quite a few words off. That's not just a few. It's like 300 words. Charlie says he can't understand why Mathis betrayed him. I don't do math very well. Math is not something that I've been able to handle well. I mean, definitely, I've always been an English major, but when it came to the math, I struggled terribly. Simple math is even simple math is hard. Okay, so that's all right. So we're going with a 25-minute sprint, and I guess I will start that now. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. So Mama writes, maybe you're missing a cell in your formula. Certainly possible. Megan has a ton of lightning. It's a little bit frightening, but cool. I hate lightning. I'm afraid of lightning. Always have been. Never got over that childhood fear. Thunder and lightning. Bad. Laura. Lightning. Not lightning. Galileo. Yeah. Jennifer says, I hope it doesn't burn down your state at Megan McCarthy. So pretty, but wow. Charlie says, I found the error, and it was me being a dum-dum. All hail math. The math knows best. Well, I'm glad you find your error. Oh, gosh. Megan says she was singing that too to herself. You guys are funny. Well, at least Charlie got his error figured out. Which is good. It's a good thing. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to do something. Not sure what, but something. See you later.
So, what you get done? I watched Laura's review of Bennicula and Megan's review of The Anatomy of Prose. So I guess that's something. Oh, Charlie's got to go. Okay. Bye, Charlie. Thanks for coming. Tamama's got 244. Oh. Hi, Mary. I'm afraid Amy's already gone. She's not feeling well. She's still got a headache, so she went to lay down. We just finished that sprint. It's funny. StreamYard tells me how many people are supposedly here. The numbers don't match up. There are more of you in here than what it tells me. I'm sitting here watching you chat. Megan ate popcorn. That's about it. That sounds good. Oh, you're welcome, Megan. As I said, now that I'm not getting the notifications, I have to make a list of videos to go and watch, and so that was one of them. I knew that I hadn't seen yet, so I went looking for it. But there were so many Megan McCarthy's, it was hard to find you. When they were sending me notifications, of course, I didn't have to worry about that because they only sent me the one that I was signed up to. But when I went looking for you, I had to figure out which one was you. So I went to, I think you were on one of the co-hosting one of the either Jules or Abigail's sites, and I took the link from there and followed that because I couldn't find you. So I did finally get it. Laura filmed her review of the second book in the Eddie Dickens trilogy and edited the video so far. Need to read and review the third book now to complete the video. Good times. Yeah. I have a couple tags on YouTube I was going to do on writing and film it, but I haven't done it yet. And I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I'm not feeling well. I've got a headache. I'm tired. So I don't think I'm going to be filming that. And after I filming it, it takes forever to edit, and I still don't know how to edit right. So I can use my simple stuff in the editing. Can't do all that fancy stuff. Hey, but at least I can at least put my intro and outro in there now, and I can put the title page in there and things I couldn't do before. So I'm getting there slowly. Yeah, Megan, I was surprised how many Megan McCarthy's are out there. When I went looking for a name, there aren't a lot of my real name, which is Teresa Smeigh. So, you know, that one nobody. There's not that. Smeigh is more common than I realized, but there's not a lot of Teresa Smeigh. So that wasn't a big thing. When I looked for the pen name, and I was looking to use my maiden name as my name, there was another Tessa Dean, and I thought, but she didn't have anything to do with writing, so I figured it didn't matter. Laura says it's so fun reading middle grade books again. Easy reads with fun author voice. I guess I'm not really sure, but the Goosebumps books, are they considered middle grade? Because I used to love read the Goosebumps books. I know they were made for kids, but I used to enjoy them. Yeah, Laura, she might be the only Megan McCarthy to us, but when you try finding her on YouTube, there are a lot of Megan McCarthys out there. It was hard finding. So next Friday, the 28th, I'm set up to go get fitted for hearing aids. I've been waiting 10 years to get coverage to pay for my hearing aids. And now I finally have Medicaid so I can get hearing aids. Megan says she just have to popular the other Megans. Yeah, I think Goosebumps is middle grade. I wasn't allowed to read them as a kid because one of the Goosebumps movies scared me so bad. They were pretty scary. I mean, I was an adult reading them, and so I can imagine. Yeah. I mean, I knew they were made for children, basically, but yeah, they were definitely scary. I just read. No, I'm sorry. They were videos. They were on, I think, Netflix or something, and I read it. Here I go again. I just binge watched all the ones that they had on there. But I didn't know anything about middle grade till I started getting into this, more into YouTube and the Authortube and listening to the different genres. And at first I heard them say MG. I think I'm like, what in the world is MG? Like they tend to talk in, you know, abbreviations, and a lot of times I just can't figure out what it was. So I finally figured out that it was middle grade, and that middle grade meant children. So I was thinking, Goosebumps was one that I read as an adult and enjoyed as an adult, and I didn't exactly think of them as being a children's series, but I know they were made for kids because my grandchildren were always, getting Goosebumps. That was a big thing. They got the new Goosebumps book that came out or whatever. So
I had one grandson. He loved horror, but he couldn't watch it because he would become so afraid of that object. So here he is. He's watching It, which is Stephen King's with the clown, Pennywise. So he's afraid of clowns and the grates in the street where the water runs in. We went to the circus. Here we are talking about clowns, right? He hates clowns, scared of them. And then we're walking up to there, and there's a grate in the thing. I forget what they're called. And he stops dead in the middle of the thing and won't go any further because he's terrified of it. So he was pretty young at the time, and my daughter was letting him watch all these horror things. So we watched a movie. I think it was that with Freddy? I don't know if it's Freddy Cougar or not, but it had to do with motorcycles. So then he was afraid of motorcycles. And there was another one. I'm like, you gotta stop letting him watch these. He's gonna be afraid of everything in the world because horror stories are about all kinds of normal, everyday things, and he's terrified. Yeah, the whole author world seems to have their own language, and yeah, I'm slowly learning it, but at the beginning, I'm like really lost with all these abbreviations. I had no idea. To Mama writes, it made me afraid of the shower. Are you talking about the movie with the shower, or are you talking about it? You're talking about it made me afraid of the shower. Yeah, he was terrified of everything, and she kept letting them read. She kept letting them watch these movies, and then he got a little bit older, and he seemed to be starting to adjust. And he came to my house and wanted to watch The Ring. If you're aware of The Ring, pretty scary movie. And I'm like, I don't know about this because your mom had said no more scary movies. I don't want to get in trouble for letting you watch something that's going to scare you, and then she's going to be mad at me. I'm like, you're going to have to get permission from her to watch this movie before we watch it because I'm not going to be responsible for you being terrified of that from that movie. Oh, Pennywise pops out of the drain. I haven't seen it in so long, I've forgotten that. Okay. My son tells me, I said to my son, I said, I just saw there's a second, Pennywise movie, It. And he goes, Mom, that's not even the original movie. He goes, they made a whole nother new movie, and that's the second piece of the new movie. I'm like, what? How did I miss all this? I saw the original one that Stephen King put out, the original one, and he's like, oh no, they made a whole new thing, and now they got, it's a second movie to it. And I'm like, oh gee. Yeah, scary movies. I love scary movies. I don't watch too many of them anymore. I don't read too many of them anymore. I have my own nightmares. I don't need any new ideas. I wrote some of my nightmares. I said it'd be like Stephen King. Because he always says he writes his nightmares. I'm like, I have Stephen King nightmares. Believe me. Megan's a wimp. She doesn't like scary things. I get nightmares too easily. Some people like them, some people don't. I always loved being scared. But I'll tell you, normally they didn't bother me. And I watched this movie. I'm trying to think of what it was called. It was something. It was based on a Stephen King, and there was more than one piece to it. It was like a 6 hours worth, and I had the whole thing. My daughter gave me the whole set of movies, and I normally don't get scared watching those kind of things, and that movie freaked me out. And I was jumping at every noise. It was terrible. I was off. I don't normally get like that. I can't remember what it's called though at this point. Rose seems to stick in my head, but I can't put anything else together with that. Laura says her nightmares are interesting. Some are in black and white and red in an illustration style with a soundtrack. Wow. Some are horrifying and others are just confusing. I wake up in fear, and I'm like, I jump out of it, practically out of my skin. I wake up, I look around, and I can't figure out where I'm at. And when I lived with my dad, rose red, that's it, yes, rose red. I don't know why, but that one scared the heck out of me, which they normally don't. Rose red. But I used to go when I had a nightmare, I'd go sit with my dad because he was always up all night, like I was. And but now I live alone, so I have a nightmare. I have to deal with it myself. Megan watched Paranormal Activities in high school and couldn't sleep for 3 days. Funny now, but back then I was terrified. Paranormal Activities. I'm not sure if I saw that or not. Every now and then I'll flip through the channels and I can't find something, so I'll put some of these, ghost stories or, those kind of things on, and some of them are pretty wild too. Laura says, my worst dream, I kept waking up in fright and falling back asleep, but the dream would keep picking up right where it left off. Now that, I hate when that happens. And they say that isn't really normal for that to happen, but yes, I do that at times too. And it's like, I'm afraid to go back to sleep because I know I'm going to start back into it again. It's like, it won't go away. Definitely a problem. What's weird now is, like I said, I used to get up. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, we watched all of those. We watched all of the Halloween movies. We watched all of, what was the other one? There was Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers. There was another one, I think. And we watched the whole series every time a new one came out. But of course, I know a lot of them have done remakes over the years, and I haven't watched them. Jason, that's it, Jason. Yep, yep. We watched all of them. And now they're making remakes of all those movies. The Halloween movies, it was weird because they started out with the series, and then I think it was the third one had nothing to do with the actual Halloween series. It was just a completely different movie, completely out of nowhere. It eventually went back to being, I think those were the Michael Myers. Went back to that, but for some reason they put a weird movie right smack in the middle. Megan asks how my thrill is coming along. I am at a point where I have to do research on their questioning people now, and I need to know how the judicial system works, kind of. You know, I don't want to just make that up. I want to find out how it, kind of figure out how that works. So they're busy questioning people now, and I just um, started working on that part, and then I decided the person I was going to make the killer changed my mind, and it's kind of a surprise who it ends up being, and they're all surprised as well because they were all, trying to figure out who among them was the killer, and they're not quite ready for who it turns out to be. So I still have some writing to do, but I need to work on that research and get an idea of how that works. And I'm not even sure. I might be doing all this and it might end up being stuff that I end up having to cut out of the book because it may not be important. So can't wait to read it. Yeah, I gotta. There, when I was writing, doing all those, co-hosts with Charlie, I was getting a lot written. But then I had, a lot of the story to write. But now I'm at a part. It's either jump over that part and continue writing from the, where I'm at to the end, or do the research and finish up because there's a lot of, stuff that has to be done with all the individual suspects. It was a sleepwalker the whole time. Okay, Laura, what are you referring to? Oh, my killer was the one of the groups who sleepwalks and kills in her sleep. Uh, no, they knew what they were doing. They weren't sleepwalking. uh, that's an interesting theory, but that's not what happened. uh, all right, Tamama, have a good night. Nice seeing you. Tomorrow night, my stream starts at 11 p.m. for anybody that's looking for one. You're welcome for the hosting. Laura wants to do a 20 minutes. Okay, fine with me. You still here, Jennifer? You want to set up a room for 20 minutes or whatever? Megan's still looking for story ideas. She's down for a 20-minute sprint. 20 minutes it is. Jennifer can either start the room or just start the sprint. I'm not sure if she's still here or not. That's what I should be doing. I should be looking at all the sprints this week I missed that I didn't do. See what the new ones are. All right. Well, I haven't heard from Jennifer, so I'm just going to start a 20-minute sprint. All right. Start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Forgot to unmute myself again. Okay. Another sprint done. And looks like Megan, if you're still here, you might be the only one still here. Laura just left. And of course, I was muted, so she didn't hear me say goodbye. Did you find anything, Megan? Looks like I'm going to get an early night tonight, which is good. I need it. Yeah, I think you're the only one left. I think everybody else left. Laura just left. And the others just kind of faded out. Not everybody said goodbye. They just kind of disappeared. You didn't find anything. Yeah, I still. That's why I use me. That's why I use them because I don't get easy. I don't find ideas easy either. Um, the book I'm writing now, I based on a lot of different little pieces that I wrote in my blogs. I combed my blogs for ideas, that I had written before, and I found a bunch that could actually fit together, and that's how the story came together. It's different pieces I did because some of my blogs I write every week, and if they work out, the story works out from the first week, and the next week I get a the prompt, and I'm like, whoa, well, I could keep writing in the same story. And I would do that many times, coming up with longer and longer stories spread out throughout the blog. So it meant searching for different pieces to find them all. But I have a lot of them, and I thought, well, I put them, the ones I found so far, I put together into a different folder for each one, and I can possibly use the pieces to come up with something. But that's how a couple of my longer ones came about. Is they started out as a single prompt, and then each week I just added to it until it became a long story. I have one that I did, and it was quite a few weeks worth of prompts. And of course, I was writing it and putting it on my blog, so the people were following along with the story. And then, can't I think it was a camp? No, I think it was regular. I think it was the regular NaNoWriMo in November, and I did the beginning part because that was where I started. Was ended up being the middle of the story, and I thought I could write a whole beginning to it to go with it. So I used my prompts and turned it into a full. Well, it's probably around 30,000 words after I took out. I kept writing, and each time I changed it, I didn't delete it. So I got the 50,000 words. And then, of course, when I took out the stuff I wasn't going to use, it was, dropped down shorter. Again, newspaper archives. That was another thing. Um, I I have a somewhere, I don't know where it is right now. I have a notebook of stories I wanted to write when I was younger, and I had gotten ideas out of newspaper articles back when they would write persons of interest, things like that, and they would trigger off different stories. I don't even know where that notebook is. I never really did much with it, but I had a bunch of story ideas that never came about. But newspapers, yeah, that's one place where you could find some ideas at. Um, I find listening to people talk, sometimes you can get ideas. And sometimes things that happen to you in real life, you can get ideas. I've had a pretty weird life, so I get some ideas from that. A lot of mine come from that. And and then, like I said, some of these prompts, I mean, there was one would give you three different words. They're no way connected, and you had to try to come up with a story that made sense using three different completely unconnected words. So like it's an exercise, it makes you think. You have to try to come up with things. And of course, dreams. I made a video on where I got, story ideas from. And I have one, I haven't found it yet. It's another one of those where I wrote every week and added on to the story. And it was kind of science fiction like. It kind of went that way. And I don't normally write that kind of stuff, but it was kind of going that way. It is a brain exercise. It really is, especially if you get, like, say, one, like I said. I've had some with even more words. I mean, you think 3 words is hard. Have somebody give you 5 to 10 different, completely different, unrelated words and try to make something that makes sense out of it. So, I don't know. Um, some people, they get ideas all the time, and other people, we seem to struggle. And I've got a lot of started stories that I just, and a lot of them are from prompts that I've written more than one week in, and they kind of created a story to give me something to start off with. But I can't seem to come up with more than 40,000 words, or 50,000 if I'm lucky. Right now I'm at 40. I'm about 40,000 with this one. It's going to be a little longer, but I don't think it's going to be a novel length. So somebody told me to do novellas because if I can't write novel length, I could do novellas, which I hadn't really thought of. But yeah, I could write. That's more my style. They're shorter, but they're longer than short stories. So I have a couple of them. But now that I could go back, now that somebody told me that, excuse me, I can go back when I'm finished this. I have to finish this one. I can go back and start looking at some of my old stuff and see what I can do from there. But I like writing short stories and poetry when I feel like it, when it strikes me. I write, one prompt is a haiku poem, and haiku poetry is written in syllables. So you would have your first line one is 5 syllables, your second line is 7 syllables, and your third line is 5 syllables. Or you can do a shorter one, which is 3 5 3. And they're difficult, but I can belt those out pretty good. Okay, you're an underwriter as well, yeah. And I just don't know how to stretch them out. I don't know if it's the idea itself just isn't sustainable, or if I'm just not able to write enough words, description. I don't know I don't know why I write that way, whether it's just the way I am. I mean, I just may not be someone who can write a novel length story. It just may not ever happen. But novellas are becoming, I guess, more well, they seem to be a lot of them now. So, it is another way to go. But even those, that's still a lot of words to to write. And short stories, I mean, I do a lot of flash fiction. And some of those are like anywhere from 50 to 100 words is like a normal flash fiction piece. I've done shorter ones, I've done longer ones, depending. But I find that I think doing all that flash fiction where I had to learn to take out all the description makes it hard now for me to write a novel where I need those words. I think that was kind of like something that kind of made it difficult for me because I wrote so much. I just wrote so much short stuff and taken all the words out. And now I just don't know how to do the description. Yeah, I was self publishing. I'm just planning right now to put my stuff on my blog. I'm not planning on publishing because I can't mess with my income level because I depend on the state for the government for my help, and if I go over my income level, I could screw everything up. So publishing it for profit is not on my list of things to do right now. I can't do that, but I can publish it on my blog, and people can still read it if they want to. So I figure, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, I mean, back before, when I was self-supporting and working, then it would have been a good thing. But now that I am relying on the government, it's not a good thing. And one little bit over and I lose my benefits, I'm in a really bad state. So I can't do that. So, you know, I'm just writing for the fun of it. Now, if I lose my benefits, and who knows what the way the government is going right now, if I lose my government, I lose my benefits, then I may be looking to publish my books. You never know. We don't know what's going to happen in the next couple years. Things aren't going well right now, that's for sure. And this virus going on and everything. I wrote a piece on the virus because I have a live, real life writing group, and I had written something, and I I read it to them, and they said it sounds like you were just sitting there, writing your thoughts, like what did I forget what they call that? Stream of consciousness writing. Basically, that's what it was. I was just, talking about what I was seeing and what was happening, what was going on in my life and how it affected me, how weird it was. Yeah, writing should be fun. I mean, if it's not fun, then what are we doing it for? Might as well go get another job that pays better. Because there's no guarantees with, that things are going to sell. Well, I don't know about you, but it's almost 4 hours, so I think I might as well go ahead and quit for the night. Everybody else is gone. So go back to looking for. I found some under Writer's Digest, the magazine. Their website has a spot, at least they did, for writing prompts, and they had some really wild ones. And that's when I first started writing. And I got, some of their prompts are really wild, but I got, some really pretty interesting stories out of them. So they do have writing prompts that you may want to check out. I think they're still doing them as far as I know. The Writer's Digest, I think it's writersdigest.com, and they have a section on prompts, which are, like I said, kind of funny and weird, but they gave me some pretty neat stories to start with when I first started writing. So, okay. Well, it was nice chatting with you, and um, I'll be seeing you around. Have a good night. Yeah, I look forward to the next one too. Yeah, Writer's Digest prompts. Yeah, they've got some pretty good ones. Like I said, well, my blog has a lot of those stories on there, and I guess where I got my start their with their prompts. So they're in my old blog. A couple of them were kind of science fiction like. Good night.